Is there a time when you shouldn't tell a story? Yeah. In fact, there are a few of them, but there's one that really gets on my nerves because it is blatant abuse, taking the power of story and using it nefariously. So here is the number one time not to tell a story. Do not tell a story if you're trying to evade the question. You've likely seen this strategy in action. Someone in power sits down for an interview and is asked a point-blank question, and instead of answering, the person in power launches into a story, maybe about their childhood, a story that isn't even related to the question and doesn't even come close to answering it. The story is often just long enough and confusing enough that the interviewer never really works their way back to the initial question, and the person in power is essentially off the hook. Not only that, but they might also even get bonus points for being so human or vulnerable or approachable because they told a story. Like I said, this tactic is blatant abuse of the power of story, distracting listeners instead of answering the question, and in an increasingly suspicious world is more likely to backfire. Better to first answer the question with information and then tell a relevant story, or at the very least, answer the question once your story is done. I get it. It's hard to be put on the spot, asked tough questions you might not even have the answer to, or perhaps have been coached not to answer at all. In those moments, best to be honest. Say, I don't have the answer to that question, or I'm not sure I'm prepared to give that answer just yet. But don't tell a story just to avoid the question being asked.